Wow. Um, my bracket is screwed. Wow. Wow. NA, we down bad right now, boys. We down bad. Oh, we just watched that, didn't we? That just happened. That just happened. Kudos to crew. Kudos to crew. I'm not of the mindset of focusing on somebody who loses as much as I am on focusing how somebody wins. What a job by crew. I'm stunned. I'm legitimately stunned. What a job by crew, man. They fought back hard. On map 2, they gave us one of the greatest games I've ever seen a team play Sentinels on Haven. Like, I mean, if you guys remember the start to the year that Sentinels had on Haven, they pretty much were just unbeatable, really, without saying that too strictly. But they were unbeatable. They were unbeatable. If you even seen Sentinels on Haven, it was a death sentence. So many teams had come out, played really good map 1s and map 2s with them, and then map 3 would be Haven, and they would come out and win it. And I just, all year, man, all year, everybody in the Valorant community, that we all said Sentinels are the team to beat. They looked like the team to beat. They were just so dominant. But it goes to ask, there are going to be some legitimate questions out here. Should Sentinels have brought back Sinatra? You have to ask that question. I know a lot of people don't want to have that discussion right now. We want to think Tens is one of the best players in the world. But the best players in the world show up on the biggest stages, guys. And I'm not here to knock Tens. I think Tens is a special talent. And he's a great kid, a great young man, I should say. I feel like Tens is really, really solid. But we have to start having this discussion now. We have to have this discussion. And we're going to do a VOD review. Trust me, there will be a VOD review out for this. I had actually planned to do a different VOD review for today and a whole nother breakdown. As you guys know, Envy lost today as well. These are some massive games that we've seen. And of course, you know, I'm with the NA boys, Sag, but I thought Envy was going to be my talking point, my VOD review today, since it had enough time to be uploaded on YouTube. As always, I'll pull them from YouTube and Valorant VODs. You go check that YouTube channel out in the link in the description. Really solid channel if you haven't checked it out yet. However, with that being said, guys, Sentinels, they fall out of the tournament. That remains to be seen for Envy as well and Cloud9. We have to see tomorrow what is this going to shape up to be. What's going to happen in this bracket now. That's just unfortunate. It's unlucky, as they like to say in Valorant. It's unlucky. But we really have to start begging the question and asking the question, is Sinatra a better fit? Because Tens played miserably. He did. In these last 2 series, you cannot just say the blame is on him. I don't like saying that, putting it on one person. It's a team effort. But a lot of criticism should come his way, and it's rightful. Listen, guys, when you're in competition, when you're in sports, when you're in esports, you know, this type of stuff is what should motivate the player. This failure for Tens on the world stage right here should motivate him to be better. I just don't know if Sentinels want to go this route with Tens when it was so obvious that Tens just didn't show up. You have Sinatra waiting in the ring. You have him waiting on the bench. You have him still there. Would making the substitution for Sinatra put in Tens? Now, there was a very hefty buyout for Tens. Don't get that twisted. So I don't think they would want to throw their investment away just yet. Plus, he's notorious. Really one of the biggest names on Twitch, if not the biggest name on Twitch for Valorant. He's a superstar. So I don't know if you let go of that just yet. However, with that being said, I think we need to start looking at this. And I've been a very big proponent of this in the past, and certainly now, substitutions. I think Sinatra would have played Split just a little bit better. From all the short footage and film that we have from earlier in this year and late last year with Sinatra, I really, really do believe that Sinatra may have played Split just a little bit better. And I feel like Sinatra is a little bit more versatile than Tens. I'm not saying he's a better player or better, more mechanically sound. I'm just saying I think he's more versatile. He gives you more options and more looks with some of the agent picks that he's able to take. Now, again, kudos to crew. It's a lot easier said than done to go out and do what they just did, and I have to commend them. That is a fantastic win for Latin America and just Valorant in general. Seeing an upset like that really proves that anything can happen on Valorant. There wasn't any crazy tech pauses, any cheating, It was fair and square. KRU came back 2 times. KRU just showed up. They just showed up. It's that simple. It comes down to that. And that's what it comes down to at these big events, especially on LAN. I keep telling everybody, LAN is not online. And we've seen a lot of teams recently start showing, hey, some of this might be a little bit of online play. Now, again, it's easier said than done. These guys have had a lot of time to prepare for each other. They knew who they were going to play for the last month. And this just comes down to preparation. I want to give a shout out to KRU's coach. The way that he controlled the flow of his teams, the timeouts that he called, just the amount of strategy that he looked like. You can just see from what he was saying and the way he was saying it. When you looked at him through the coach's perspective, when they showed it on screen and on the stream, kudos to him. He really seemed like he was in calm, collected, patient fashion with his team, and that he knew his team. He knew what his team needed to do. He knew when to take timeouts, and I really, really appreciated that. And kudos to him. And he rightfully got the recognition at the end of the game by his teammates and by his players. His players really love playing for him, and that just really speaks volume. And I think that's another thing that could go for Sentinels. They picked up a coach this LAN, and I wouldn't say that Rawkus was the best pickup. I could sit here and toot my own horn all day and say, hey, look, pick me up, right? I could do that and say I'm a better coach than somebody else, but it just comes down to execution, and I just don't think Rawkus has control over this team that we may have thought could have happened. I really never believed that a coach should ever be second to his players, and I don't say that in terms of the players and the coach don't have a symbiotic relationship, if that makes any sense. I just want to say that I think the coach should always be over the team. He should always be the most wise, most educated, and best strategist, and not only strategist, but best, therapist for the team. He should always understand what the players need, what they want, and what should happen, and be able to selectively I wouldn't say discount it, but selectively take and pick apart what needs to happen, what doesn't need to happen. And I just don't think Rawkus did a good job of that here. We've seen a lot of questionable things, such as the 3 stack that won KRU the game at the end of split, how they all 3 got picked up. How are we not communicating that right there? Why is that not, displayed better? Why are we peeking through smokes? Those are questions that really, as a coach, you need to ask yourself, why didn't I prepare them better for this type of stuff? Because that's not hard things. Those are just boneheaded, really, just lack of awareness, lack of timing plays that you just didn't see Sentinels make up until Germany in September. It's really weird to see, actually. Now, with all this being said, with everything that's happened and everything that's going on today, I have to say, without a shadow of a doubt, this is exactly what I expected. I expected upsets. I did not expect my bracket to be perfect, and I wouldn't want my brackets to be perfect all the time because that leaves little room for excitement. This is what makes esports. This is what makes sports, and this is what makes Valorant competitive. If somebody hasn't watched Valorant before and they just got into this today, they would have thought, man, we've seen some really good games. And if they watched the Sentinel series, they saw some really great games that really are probably among the best in Valorant history. And this is what it shows. This is where these teams and these players, they have to show it, man. This is where you have to do it. And Sentinels, unfortunately, didn't get the job done. And NA, we're down to 2 teams left, and neither one of them teams have looked just amazing or splendid. We're looking bad. We're looking bad. However, I'm confident they'll turn it around, especially Envy. I'm really, really confident. I'm hopeful. At the bare minimum, I'm hopeful they'll turn it around. And C9 Blue as well. I think they'll get the job done and maybe, squeak us into the knockout stages. And when you get to the knockout stages, anything can happen. It's just, hey, whatever happens, happens. You just want to win and keep the pressure and the momentum going forward. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Again, working on a few VOD reviews. I want to take my time with some stuff. I also wanted to talk about the illegal cam that was put up in one of the games earlier on in the week. We'll talk about that and give my thoughts. Even though Vivo Keed has been knocked out of a tournament at this point, I still want to give my thoughts on it. And then we'll do some breakdowns, certainly, of this Sentinels matchup. One of the biggest, if not the biggest, upset in Valorant history. And we'll continue this footage, man. A lot going on. Just stunned to say the least. Just completely stunned. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you can tell that I wasn't stunned, you can see I didn't even do my intro, my smooth fingers intro, but it is what it is. I just wanted to get this video out and talk to you guys. So appreciate you for your patience. Much love, ladies and gentlemen. Bless up. As always, God bless. And I'll see you guys in the next Valorant Champions upset, maybe?